What's happening, folks? Back with a reaction, back with a Trigun soundtrack reaction once again. And I had to do this today because I literally just finished my watch-along of the 1998 anime over on Patreon, and it felt appropriate to react to not just a song or track from the soundtrack, but one that bears particular prominence throughout the show, including in the final episodes. And that is Sound Life, which is sometimes called REM song, though like in the Japanese designation it's listed as LEM, but if you're aware, Japanese, the transliteration of the sound R or L is interchangeable. In the same way that like in English, F and PH essentially creates the same sound, L and R have that connection in Japanese. I wanted to thank Sophia. She has sent a few tunes that I didn't have in my Trigun music collection, which, as it turns out, and I didn't realize this for a while, was culled from a couple different releases that they put out. There were multiple soundtrack albums, and it turns out I had a smattering, the majority of both of them, but not all of both of them. In any case, we're going to listen to, as I said, Sound Life, REM song. It's in the original Japanese here, though if you watch the show in dub English form, then you hear this song sung in English. And my understanding is there are rips from the show, or maybe they did a separate recording. The English dub is out there, but it feels appropriate to listen to the proper Japanese one, even though that's not the version that we were hearing in my watch along over on Patreon. But yeah, the translated lyrics, at least, they speak to a series of nights as well as literally a song, but also there's lots of references to the sky and the atmosphere, including blue skies, which not only relates to the title of the final episode, Under the Sky So Blue, but concepts about the sky being indicative of an emotional condition or wide open possibility, the freedom to make choices and to do so unfettered by immorality and or the attitudes of others. And in that regard, I feel like the song is central to the themes explored by the show and the characters in it. In any case, let's give it a listen. This is from the Trigun soundtrack, Sound Life, which is also given the title, as I said, REM song, and as I said, we are going to listen to the original Japanese here. love it. It's fair to say you don't ever hear that full version in the anime, and I assume that's the case in both the English and the Japanese. I've seen the entire show in the original Japanese, but it's many years ago, so I don't recall. But again, like, it's the same video, it's the same scene-to-scene chronology, so in that regard I assume it's the same. And secondarily, even though you do hear the main melodic sequence of the track in part in multiple episodes and scenes, excuse me, I didn't recall the really gurgly and quite acidic bass churning throughout much of the track. The folk guitar is the main feature that I would have recalled in advance. I apologize. My voice is dying here. But yes, ultimately, it sounds like a traditional folk song. It sounds like a song that would be passed down multiple generations, which you get a sense that it is that in the narrative of the show, because people of different ages know it, and ultimately an event that, as you discover, happened more than 100 years before the main timeline of the story. It's already a song that's popular and that one of the main characters sings, REM. And so, again, it feels like it's a well-composed tune to give you a sense of, like, it sounds like a classic folk song that, people would sing to their kids, at night, as a lullaby, and then they would grow up singing it to their kids, and so on. Secondarily, I really enjoy her voice. I'm guessing, again, not recalling specifically, but I'm guessing that's the voice actress who does the voice of REM in the Japanese cast. And yeah, I think you get a sense of, like, looking to the skies, which again, like, it's not just a metaphor. Like, in the show, they look up at blue skies and comment on them, though, again, it is thus reflective of how the characters are feeling and, the possibility of events that are going to transpire, and it is very much a theme that is particularly prominent right at the end of the show, as much as it is the beginning. So it's, in a way, it, like, ties the whole run of the narrative and the character's evolution together. And yeah, I enjoy also the, what's the right word, the very frenetic and active drumming. Like, I think there's both hand drums and, like, struck drums, but they have a very dynamic and energetic sound to them. That's also something that I wouldn't have necessarily recalled, because when you hear it in the show, at least for me, and it's in English because I just watched the dub. It's like I'm hearing the vocals and I'm thinking of the lines, and then of course I'm watching the characters sing it and interact and even talk about the song specifically. So yeah, maybe some of the sonic details, they're there in the performance or the playing of this tune in the show, but it's not something that I recalled because I had been so laser focused on the singing and the vocals, or the singing and the lyrics. In any case, I think it's a beautiful tune. I think it's reflective of the show. In the moment, I'm not remembering if that is indeed Imahori Suneo on the acoustic guitar, because when I think of his playing, I think of his, really electric and, dramatic rock style playing on, indeed, an electric guitar. So I wouldn't be surprised. Again, like it says in the credits, that he does the guitar performance as well as the composition and the soundtrack, but in the moment I'm not entirely sure of that, though. Either way, I think it's great. I'll try to remember to put a link to the full now watch along of the 1998 anime in the video description here for it over on Patreon. And although there's some anime I'm probably going to do between now and then, I will eventually come back and react to Trigun Stampede, a much more recent, not reboot rather, but a remake of the 1998 anime, which, again, my understanding is that it's the same story, but maybe with some narrative differences, a newer art style, and condensed to fewer episodes, but some of them have the same name as episodes from the 1998 anime, so yeah, maybe some parts of the larger story will be identical or pretty close to that. Maybe other parts will be more distinct. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to my friend Chris for sending that, and I have it ready and waiting. But as I said, I'm going to probably do watch-alongs for 2 or 3 other animes between now and then just to keep things fresh. In any case, let me know what you think. I will see you for the next one. Peace.